How's everybody doing? It is January 20th, 2023, and it's actually time to do a modification. Before I start on the Gremlins guitar official and cut the wood, I'm waiting on to finish the paint on the 2K clear coat on the Lisa Simpson guitar and the Sonic the Hedgehog guitar. I've been wanting to do this transition for a while. I picked up this guitar from China probably about, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. It plays really well. I did all the fret work. I did everything. Everything is dialed in perfectly. And I love this guitar. It plays pretty awesome. This is actually a water slide. Let's see if I can get it close. This is not a Fender by no means. When I first got this guitar, it had no name branding on it whatsoever. It was just a raw wood neck. But the neck is just so amazing. It plays really well. And this is actually a Floyd Rose 2, which is a really good Floyd Rose, high quality Floyd Rose bridge system. But with me in guitars, Strat guitars especially, as you could probably see in my Strat collection, I've got pretty much a theme that I go by when I do my Strats. Either I have a single humbucker pickup, or I like to have a humbucker. I don't like the center pickup. It's always gotten in the way. You know what I mean? And when I first got this guitar, it was straight up. Oh, it's got one more feature. It's got a light up feature, which is pretty cool. Really accents, really bright, certainly. So it's pretty cool. It's acrylic, obviously, acrylic body with a white pickguard. All right, here's my plan. I want to modify this guitar to a cool, the pickups that I like to use, the chrome ones, the really hot ones, 17.6 K ohms, a really hot pickup, just a bridge pickup, a volume knob, maybe a tone, and then just a on-off switch. So I'm gonna, this right here, I made it a kill switch. When I first got this guitar, it had volume, and a tone. I always hated the volume being so close to the bridge, because when I play, I always knock the volume, and I know a lot of people have the same problem, and I always knock the volume down. It's kind of annoying. So actually I took the volume and just tucked it up under the pickguard, and then I added a kill switch right there. So that's where the old volume, and that's just a kill switch. And see, it's a three, got it as a 3-position switch, and it's just on and off. So I basically use that as a kill switch. So, and as you can see, these pickups, when they're way, the border is way too big for the pickups. And this is a really nice pickup. It's really hot, really sounds good. But I was thinking about modifying, and instead of going with the Strat style knobs, I'm just going to go with the dome chrome knob. As far as the headstock's concerned, I'm going to get my paint thinner out, and I'm going to try to get all, I think I covered it with polyurethane. Let's see if I can get a better visual of that water slide. Water slide is basically like, if you ever make like hard-boiled eggs for Easter, you can get these plastic little water slides, and they sell them online. And you get it wet, and then you position it, and then you clear over it, and that's how it looks like that. So, but I'm over the making Fenders, the making Jacksons, you know what I mean, the making other brands. I like to make my own brand, because I've been doing this a while. So for a while there, I was into making Gibson knockoffs and everything like that, not to sell from my own personal collection, but yeah, so that's the plan. Clean it up real good, maybe clean up the frets. But I did all the fret work, and the guitar plays perfectly. It has no issues as far as frets go. And clean it up real good. I did clean it up yesterday. I played it all day yesterday, and I love it, and it's awesome. So I'm gonna go with a 3-pipe pickguard. I'm gonna make my own custom pickguard. So I've got this material, ordered a whole sheet, and I was going to use for the double neck. I was going to make a double neck strap, but I'm going to actually turn that into a big mouth double neck, like you might have seen on my Facebook page. So I've got a whole sheet of this pickguard material, and I thought about doing like a 2 humbucker situation, to where I just use existing, this pickup is pretty good. This pickup's all right, and I don't like the center pickup. That's why it's way low, as you can see, because when I pick there, I tend to, my hand hits it. So, and the Fender style knobs, we'll get rid of them. I thought about ordering a 3-way selector, because this is a 5-way selector switch. And I thought about ordering a 3-way, and then having humbucker here and a humbucker here, and using all the existing stuff, and then keeping the volume and the tone, and just moving the light switch, because that's got to be in there. The light switch somewhere else, like, close by. But I decided, you know, if I'm going to do it right, I'm going to put my own logo on there. Once I clear all that off, it should be treated underneath because the wood was, you know, treated. And I'm just going to spray paint my logo like I did on the Billy Armstrong blue copy guitar that I made. So, all right, so that's going to be the plan. So the first plan, of course, is going to, and I'm going to restring it. It's been a while. These strings are super old and they're all crusty. So I'm going to get this thing cleaned up. Pretty awesome guitar, even though it's acrylic. I mean, it does have a little bit of weight to it. It's probably about, I have to say, about 10 to 12 pounds, so it's not light. It doesn't really affect your back when you play it for a long time, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get this all cleaned up and then modify it. So I'm going to have to make a custom pickguard because you could order these, but to have the Floyd Rose and all the screws in the exact spot, because like on a normal strap body, if you were to buy a pickguard and the holes didn't line up, then you could just drill new holes and it's underneath the pickguard, so no one would see the old holes and the new holes. So, but with this, there's specific holes because of the acrylic, and I'm not going to drill any more holes in the acrylic because you'll be able to probably see it through the back there and it look all ugly, because here you can see the pickguard. So I'm going to have to make this pickguard exact. So it's going to be exact, and it fits under the neck joint there as well. And the neck's perfect. The neck fits perfectly. So I don't want to adjust anything like that. And I don't necessarily want to take the neck off the body because it's wired through the cavity and it's wired to the, you know, the light switch. And it does have a little bit of a, not a short, but you know, you can see there's, needs to be cleaned out at the pot real good for the light. But all right, so we're going to work on that. And that should take us the majority of the day. So I'm going to get the pickguard material and I'll take you through every step. So I guess the first step is going to be to actually take off the strings, dismantle the whole guitar. I'm not going to take off the neck, but I'm going to take off all the hardware as far as, and I don't think I'll loosen the springs for the Floyd Rose, but there's no need to take off the Floyd Rose all the way off. And there might not even be a need to take off strap buttons or anything like that. I am going to take the tuners out and then the retainer rod there, and then maybe take off the nut there just so I can clean that, all the polyurethane that I sprayed on there to cover the water slide, and get all that off there. But other than that, so all right, and we will see you the next step, the modification. It's going to be fun. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. Back again, just real quick. I saw the light angle and you can see the water slide, how bad over time the polyurethane kind of separated, and you can definitely see it's a water slide. Normally, ideally, you wouldn't be able to see that. And if you were restoring a Fender original guitar, you would use a water slide. But as you can see, yeah, it's kind of come off from the polyurethane. So, but like I said, I'm just going to spray paint flat black my logo, so it's going to work pretty good. All right, we'll see a little bit. Let me see when I get it all dismantled. All right, we'll see you. Yeah, how's everybody doing? It's actually the next day. It's 21st of January 2023, and continue work on the modification of the acrylic Stratocaster guitar. I got everything dismantled. I got all the parts off. I might save some of these parts. Pretty much 5K ohm, 3 pots. I won't save the switch. And I got my meter out, and the bridge pickup was 12.12. So I guess that's okay. 12.12, and the neck pickup was 9 point something, and the center pickup was only 4 something. So yeah, I just throw that in the pile. But I saved the pickguard, and I got my pickguard material, so I'm going to trace out exactly where everything's going to go. Yeah, I'm just going to go with I think I'll just do a single volume knob because I'm going to go with a push-pull. I'm going to do with a coil split. That way I can have the coil split capability, and I'm going to use the hot pickup there. But I'm going to trace this on my other pickguard material, and then I'm going to cut out an exact copy, and I'm going to use the screws holes as a reference for the other pickup. And I'll see you in the next step when we get this cleaned up. Alright, I got all the good stuff in the bags. So, alright, we'll see you in a second. Alright, I got the body all set. I was able to save the LED, and I tied it with the ground wire. Just wanted to show you. I got all the hardware off. And I guess when they first sold the tuners, they did the regular tuners. But I guess they changed their mind. Maybe they were broken or something, so then they installed Defender type tuners, which is fine. But there's extra holes, so I'll get some toothpicks and fill in that holes. And these two holes here were for, you know, they're a bracket that they, you know, the Allen wrench bracket, so it's cool. It's pretty cool. Holds the 2 Allen wrenches you'd need to adjust the Floyd Rose, so that's pretty cool. I don't know if I installed that or if that was already on there. I think I probably installed it. Alright, so I got a fresh, got some paint thinner in my cup here, so I'm going to go ahead and get my rag and start working on that and make all that nice and pretty again. Alright, we'll see in a little bit. Okay, I've been working it with my paint thinner, and it's really not coming off at all. It's not even budging. So I figured this might happen because that polyurethane's been on there quite a bit. So for my CA glue, my super glue, I've actually had this debonder, and I'm going to try a little bit of that. I think that's going to take it off. And if it does interfere with any of the treatment on the neck, I can just go ahead and spray paint some clear over the top. So I'll be careful with that. All right, see you in a little bit. Alright, well, a quick update. I decided I would go ahead and take off the neck because it wasn't really that bad, and I could just you know, reattach the lights and everything. I did notice something kind of strange though. All 4 of the anchor screws look like they've been cut short for some reason. I'll have to figure out why. And I was looking at the fretboard kind of close. And by the way, I did get the headstock nice and cleaned off, and then I actually sanded it. So, and what I decided I'm going to do, I'm not going to actually put any kind of poly or anything on there. I'm just going to go with the higher grit sandpapers, and then, you know, seeing how it's just the top that's not treated, and the back and, you know, the neck and everything, it's still treated. So I sanded that real smooth. I'm going to go through the sandpapers and go all the way up to grits and then polish it. And then when it's polished, it'll look nice, bright, and shiny. And then I'll actually go with a spray paint of my logo, just like there. So, yeah. I'm going to do that. But anyway, I was looking at the neck really up close, and I think I was really green when I did the fret work, because it's the frets are level and everything is good like that and styled in, but it just looks really sloppily done. And I'm going to do the fret ends, and like I said, this is when I was really green when I did the fret work on it. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the, you know, I'm going to check everything out really good, level the neck, and then go through the sandpapers and make the frets brilliant again, being careful not to mess with the LEDs, because I know these LEDs can be a little bit temperamental. So alright, let me get some work done and we'll be right back. Alright, a quick update. I went through, there's a couple frets. I went and checked with my rocker arm, made sure all the frets were good to go and all level. I leveled, you know, I adjusted the truss rod and got the neck all level. I got the fret ends real nice, and I went through, there's a couple frets that needed just to be lower just a little bit, but they're all good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and tape it up, and I'm going to go do a full rounding and polishing, re-rounding and a polishing of all the frets. So I'll see you when I get that done. See you in a little bit. Just wanted to show you how they look now. They look pretty rough, pretty ugly, pretty tarnished. They're going to be nice and bright when I'm finished. Okay, I'm going to go tape it up. I'll be back. Alright, got the usual sandpaper grits all the way up to 10,000. And for the headstock, I elected to go with 12, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, or 4,000 and 5,000. That way it'll give it a nice sheen, and it'll blend in with the rest of the neck. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the sandpapers. I got the neck taped up like I had said. So we're going to make these round and pretty again. We'll see in a little while, probably about an hour or so. Alright, another quick update. I've got the frets nice and beautiful. Yeah. As you can see, it's a dirty job, but it's so worth it. Let's see if hopefully it'll focus. Okay. Beautiful. Alright. Now let me take the tape off, and I still got to sand the headstock yet, so let me get that squared away. And I'll see on the other side of that. Yeah. Way better. That's how they're supposed to look. Round and nice and shiny. Alright, we'll see you in a bit. Yeah, see, it's dirty, but you know. Alright, another quick update. I got it all cleaned up, and I put a really good sheen. See if the camera can pick up the sheen. Yeah, the sheen on the headstock. I don't want to go too, I could have went to a higher grit, but I don't want to go too high because I want the paint to stick. If you get too high, then the paint might not stick as well. Okay, so the next step is to get the Cricut machine out. It's getting kind of late in the day. It's already 8 o'clock. I spent a lot of time doing this today, but it's looking fabulous. Look at the frets, dude. It's just amazing. Yeah, that's a lot better. That's way better. Okay, so get the Cricut machine out and get the transparent tape, and then tape out my logo. And they go exactly like that, like I said before, the flat black, and it's going to be perfect. So right there. And let me get that going, and then we'll see in a little bit. Alright, got it lined up pretty good. See if the light can pick it up. Alright, let's go spray some flat black, and fingers crossed it turns out good. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, successful spray of the black, flat black paint. Alright, well, let me peel off the tape, and fingers crossed. We'll see you in a sec. Alright, successful application of the logo on the headstock. Just wanted to show you. Looks pretty good. Not too bad. Turned out really cool. Alright, and that'll conclude progress today on the acrylic Stratocaster modification for today. Whew. Looks pretty cool. Alright, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll continue. We're going to cut the new pick guard, install the pickup. We should be able to finish up tomorrow. I want to take my time with this process. Alright, and we hope everybody's having a good day, and we'll see you soon. Good afternoon, everybody. It is January 22nd, 2023, and it is raining again all day today like it was yesterday. And the good thing is I've got guitars to modify and change and make it better, and we can do that inside, so it's a good thing. So we don't have to worry about going outside like we do when we have to cut the wood. I prefer to cut, I can't cut the wood indoor. I can do it in the garage, but I want to be able to see accurately. So it's time to continue work on the Stratocaster, acrylic Stratocaster guitar build. So we're going to cut out the pickguard. I've got the old pickguard here, and I've got my pickup that I'm going to use right here. And hopefully, I'm thinking that this space is going to be correct size for this pickup, so I'm not going to have to modify it too much. But I'm going to go ahead and trace this out, find a good spot, and make sure that the, and it is a little bit of a different color, isn't it? But that's fine, it's white. So, have to find a good spot on there and make sure the shiny side is out, because I've done that before, the pickguard material. But this is 3-ply Strat material, as you can see. Hope I grabbed the right one. I think it's the right one, yeah. So anyway, so I'm going to trace this out, and that's going to be the plan. And then we're going to, make a small hole, and then cut the opening and make all the holes for the screws exactly perfect. And you see how the pickguard is on a slant? Like where the bridge is, it's straight forward, and where the pickups are, it's straight forward. But everything else is on a slant. So I'll be sanding that by hand on a slant and try to get that as perfect as possible. And I've made many of these pickguards. It is very tricky, but on the scroll saw, I'm gonna take my time and do it the best that I can. Like I said, you could always order these, but since I was an acrylic body, I want to make sure that it's exact. And I rather enjoy making homemade pickguards, believe it or not. So alright, let me get that working, and we will see you soon. I'll see you the next step. Okay, I just wanted to show you real quick on the pickguard material. It's 3-ply, so it's got the 2 layers of white with the black sandwiched in the center. And I wanted to show you, because I made this mistake before, to where you actually go ahead and cut out the whole thing, and then you realized, oh no, I cut it on the wrong side. The side that has the peelable tape, see how it's peelable right there? That's the upside, so that when you peel that tape, it's going to be very reflective and shiny. To where the back side, it has none of that. It's dull, it's flat, so you always got to make sure that you get on the right side. So next step is going to be I got my fine tip paint pen, and I'm going to mark exactly perfect. First, I'm going to take out my pickup and figure out if that's going to be the exact space, because I'm thinking that's going to be the exact space I need for the pickguard, and if that, or for the pickup, and if that's the case, then it's going to be way simplistic than I thought, because before I was going to have to just get the holes and then kind of get the pickup lined up and everything. But let me get that out. I'll be right back. I got the pickup out, and I love these pickups, and I am going to be using the coil split capability. So, and I have my push-pull pot in the other room. I'll have to get that, but that's going to be probably going to put the pot right there, and then the kill switch, or the switch for the LED, like right there, and then everything else is going to be solid. But I did notice, check it out, I was hoping this was going to be the case, but yep, it's the perfect size. So that just makes it so much easier, just having to guess and figure and then cut it and then rework it. I mean, it's definitely possible, but it makes it a little bit more difficult because you have to get it exactly right, and it's already done. So that's cool. Well, it's not done. I gotta cut it out, and hopefully the scrolls cooperates. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this traced out, and we'll see you in a sec. All right, got it perfect. And as you probably know, if you make guitars, whatever, whatnot, I mean, most Fenders have a 9-hole pickguard, and this one actually has 10. So well, let's see, like that one there, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ah, there you go. There's actually 11. I guess you have 9 and 11. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, got the shape drawn out on my pickguard material, and I think this is actually white, and this is an off-white material. So this is the old pickguard, and it's like off-white. So all right, so I'm gonna try to cut it exact, and I switched over to a Sharpie instead of a paint marker, because of course the paint marker has to bleed all over the place, but you know, just the way it rolls. So yeah, all right, so let me get the scroll saw out, and this debris is not going to be that much, and hopefully it won't be too loud inside the house, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it in here, and I can always vacuum up and clean up everything, hopefully. All right, so we'll see when I get that done. Fingers crossed. I'll start working on it, and maybe I'll update in between, but we'll see in a sec. And one more quick note, if I happen to mess up for any reason whatsoever, I've got a second chance. So I just have to be really careful when I cut this line not to interfere with anything over here, because like I said, if something goes wrong, I always have a second chance. So alright, we'll see you in a bit. Actually, I decided to go out in the garage, so we're out in the garage, and we have a successful border cut. So here's the new pickguard. Here's the original, and this is just a basic cut. And now I'm going to go ahead and get the Dremel tool out and give me a hole and then cut it for the pickup. So we'll do that, and we'll see in a sec. Yeah, but it turned out pretty cool. And I'm going to have to take the Dremel and bevel and then hand sand. So it'll be pretty cool. So yeah, it's fairly close. Not 100%, but I will get it there. So we're good to go. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. I got the Dremel queued up and get ready to cut the opening for the pickup. Hope, let's fingers crossed, I have a very steady hand. We'll see you in a little bit. Alright, have a very successful cutout of the new pickguard and the hole for the pickup. So we're going to take it back to the room, and then we're going to tweak it and make all the good final touches, and then drill the holes for the screws and for the pickups and everything like that. Alright, so I'll take it back to the bedroom. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. All right, we're in the bedroom. Successful mounting of the pickups. That looks awesome. That's amazing. All right, so let me create the other holes for the attachment to the guitar body, and then see if all those line up. All right, fingers crossed. We'll see you in a sec. All right, I drilled open the holes, pilot holes for the screws. All right, let me get the body back out and see. Hopefully they match up perfectly. All right, we'll see you in a sec. All right, all the holes line up perfectly. Yeah, that was a really good cut. And it doesn't look like there's any marks on the acrylic at all. So even if the edges are just a smidge, you know, off, it doesn't really matter because it's cool. But I'll make sure it's perfect as possible. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the proper bit and then countersink for the screws, and then we're gonna mount this before we do all the sanding and making sure it's perfect. All right, we'll see you in a sec. All right, got all my screw holes countersunk. It looks pretty good, and I was trying to figure out where I want to put my volume, and I got my push-pull pot and my coil split. Pretty good. I love these ones. And I looked, it's just gonna fit. So it's actually pretty close, but I think it's gonna be fine. So I just gotta make sure when I solder the ground on the back that I don't use too much of a footprint there, because then I'll have to mess with it. But alright, so let me go ahead and mount the new pickguard to the body, and we'll be right back. Alright, successful mounting of the screws and the new pickguard, and it looks pretty cool. Yeah, worked out pretty cool. I'm gonna trim I marked a little bit where I'm gonna trim a little bit on the sides, and then like I said, I'm going to angle all the sides, sand it, make it look great, get my Dremel and everything like that. Gonna make a little bit of a mess, but yeah, it worked out pretty good. Alright, and then I'm gonna I've decided I'm gonna go with the volume here, and then the right there for the light, the switch for the LEDs. So that'll be cool. So let me go ahead and get all that squared away and take off the pickguard and then work on it a little bit, and we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, successful creation of the brand new pickguard. And I spent the last hour or so contouring the corners real nice and real perfect. I'm sure if I see anything I'll try to perfect it. Yeah. I made quite a mess, as you can see. Dogs are sleeping, chilling out. So the next step is going to be to clean up my mess and then get the guitar together, and we can start wiring and start assembling this guitar. Yeah. And I think the headstock logo has cured overnight, so it should be good to go. So we can put this thing together, put some new strings on it, and give it a new life. Yeah, big difference, big change. Old pickguard wasn't even like pure white, it was kind of like an off-white. So I think this new pickguard is going to be cool. So yeah, I mean, you can make a brand new pickguard, just have to take some time and patience with it. And there is a little bit of a learning curve and a finesse to it. I've made quite a few of them, but yeah, it's very 98%, 99% close as far as the shape of it anyway. Configuration is way different. I did cut the opening for the push-pull pot and for the switch for the LED. Hopefully that all works out. I think there's plenty of room for everything, the LED and the switch in the cavity, so we shouldn't have any problems. Alright, so let me clean up my mess and then we'll start wiring it up. Alright, we'll see in a little bit. Okay, actually I forgot I wanted to show you this step. I'm filling the extra holes for the, I'm going to go with the same tuning keys, because I did take some good tuning keys and apply it, and there'd be like more holes to fill. So see the ones to the right, I got some CA glue and then dipped it in there, and then you just put the end of the toothpick in there and then snap it off, and then I'll sand it and try to touch it up. I've actually got some wood colored paint, wood grain colored paint, and you make a little touch up so it'd be like completely invisible again. So alright, let me knock that out, be right back. Alright, I'm going to show you a really cool step. See, I use this right here. It's furniture wood repair kit, and it's basically just a bunch of colored paints, and these paints are pretty good. This one right here is that oak, looks pretty close, and then I can dab and then mix a little bit of white in there. But I went and filled the holes with the toothpicks, and I sanded them and got them nice and flush and flat. So I'm going to go ahead and paint and make them look like invisible, well, as invisible as possible anyway, and I'll see you when I get it done. See you in a minute. Alright, I just wanted to show, you see, the holes almost disappear. Can't really see them from a distance. I know this is a complete overkill for this particular build because of my own personal guitar and everything like that, and even if the holes were just completely exposed, it wouldn't have mattered at all. But I just wanted to show you the different tools available that I used, and took the little brush and I actually mixed a little bit of the white and a little bit of the tanner color and then made that. So yeah, see how you can see a little bit, but it basically disappears. So alright, so I just wanted to demonstrate that for you. That's a pretty cool touch. So next step is going to be to actually get out the tuners. Got the bag with all the other parts over there, and then because I noticed there's a little bit of poly buildup on them, so I'm going to try to clean them real good. The Fender style tuners with the two posts that connect to it, so it doesn't have to screw in the back. So let me do that, and I'll get them out, and I'll see you in a bit. I went ahead and scraped all the residual poly off each one of the washers, because on the back side of the washers there's poly Sorry, I got a bunch of poly on my fingertips now. Polyurethane on the back of the washers. I scraped it all off because it was, you know, once these set on the actual front face of the headstock, it'll pick up that poly. So scraped it off on all 6 of them. Yeah, kind of tedious, but you know, hey, it needs to be done. So I made sure all the tuners were nice and cleaned off, make sure there's no residue of poly. And seeing how I'm going to have to install the neck prior to wiring and everything like that, I'm going to go ahead and just install the tuning keys right now while I got it all out. And we'll see when I... Alright, got the tuners installed. And now you can see on the back, those holes just about vanish. I mean, you have to get right up on them for them to appear, but yeah. Like I said, so overkill when it comes to my own guitar like this, but yeah, I just wanted to show you. But alright, so we got that sorted. So it looks so much better. Wow, that's such a dramatic improvement the way it looked before. Alright, so alright, the neck is complete, and we'll install the nut. Well, I must install the nut now. Well, we can install all that before we get ready to restring it. So alright, so let me figure out the remember the screws that I found were clipped, and I'm pretty sure that I did that. I can't remember, it's been so long since I first got this guitar and I put it all together and everything. And yeah, I'm going to use these springs on the pickup. But for some reason I clipped the screw. I don't know why I did that. And it was kind of green when I first got this, so who knows why I did it. We'll see if it affects the stability. Excuse me, because I got plenty of screws, so I can always put some new screws in there. But if these ones will work and I did it for a reason, then alright. So let me go ahead and let me get the body out and get some glass cleaner and actually clean the body real good and make sure everything is cleaned. I'll get some Q-tips and I'll clean in all the crevices inside the bridge, anywhere that's, you know, exposed, and I'll give it a real good cleaning, and I'll see when I get that done. Alright, get everything cleaned up, and then I'll clean it again when I'm done. But I'm going to go ahead and install the neck, and then I'm going to wire back all the LED bits, because it has nothing to do with the actual wiring of the pickup or anything like that. So let me get that done and make sure that the LEDs still work. Fingers crossed, you just never know. I mean, it just can decide not to work in the neck before. I've had that happen to a guitar before, where it had LED in it, and the neck just decided just to stop working. So alright, fingers crossed. And I got a fresh battery right there. So alright, let me get that done and we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, got all the LEDs wired back up. Ready? Here we go. Deep breath, fingers crossed. Alright, cool. Sweetness. Yeah, it was actually pretty simple. Well, actually, there was a wire that I forgot about, so yeah, that's cool. Alright, so now let's get the pickguard. Well, actually, let's wire everything up first, and then we'll get the pickguard attached, and then we'll be good to go. Alright, so let's do that. And as far as the screws, I just put the screws back in there. They seemed like they were catching good enough, and there was no issue there as far as screwing it back in, so I'm not going to doubt why the screws were cut that way. So alright, so let's move on to the wiring phase. So we're going to have to wire the push-pull pot and then wire the pickup and get all that squared away, and we will see you shortly. Alright, see you in a little bit. Alright, pulled up the wiring diagram that I'm going to be using. As you can see, the push-pull pot for the coil split. Okay, so basically the green and the bare wire is going to go to the ground. Okay, the red and the white is going to go to that center position right there. And if you look at the actual pot, let me show you how it looks. So it looks basically like that. You'll see. So as far as I'll do that with the ground, I'll actually tie a wire from that to the side instead of, you know, bending the ground like that. I'll show you all of that when I get in. And then the hot wire for the pickup will be right there on that post right there, the first post. And then you can see this goes to ground, the input jack to ground, and then I'll put the ground also for the bridge ground I'll put in there. But I'll show you all that when I get that. So alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, got everything completely wired. Go ahead, we're ready for a sound test. So I got my hot lead to my amp over there, so I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in. I already turned the volume all the way down as per tradition. Alright, so now we're plugged in. We shouldn't get anything, and we don't. Okay, we are full coil down position, so it's not split, so we should get. Alright, we got it on the bottom and the top. Excellent, perfect. Alright, so when I pull this out, well, I'm touching the ground there. When I pull this out, I should just get one coil and the other one not working. Yep, no coil there. No, actually the bottom, okay. Nope, the top one's working, but the bottom isn't. See that? When you rub back and forth, you get the sound. When you rub back and forth, no sound, because it's not picking that up. It's just an artifact from the other one. So we're perfectly wired. All right, thank God. Woo! All right, success. All right, so now gonna make sure these wires are nice and clean because you're gonna be able to see through the acrylic. But we're gonna go ahead and mount everything to the pick guard, and then work it in, and then actually put it in, and then screw it in. And all right, we'll see you on the other side of that. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, successful transformation, basically. Now we got left. I gotta clean up my mess, and then we can restring it. But yeah, I checked to make sure that all the wiring held strong and the LED was still good to go. And I'll keep doing this before I put the strings on, because then I'll have to take the strings off if there's an issue. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I definitely like this transformation. That's a lot better than what it was. That's what I'm talking about. That's my style right there. And okay, so let me clean up all the non-essentials, clean up my mess that I made, and then we'll restring it. And then transformation modification will be complete. So let me do that, and we'll be back in a little bit. Very cool. Alright, it's been about 10 minutes, and I still want to check the LED. LED still works. Doesn't seem like there's any short at all. Was a little bit of short in the switch. I did fix that. I resoldered it, so it's good to go. Alright, so for now I'm going to put on the nut, put on the retaining bar, and then the Allen wrench holder thingy, older thingy, and then we'll be ready for some strings. Alright, got all the bits put on there, and now it's time to put some strings. I'm going to go with the low E and high E. I want to mention I did find that I put 5 springs on this bridge, and I found through wisdom that the more springs you put, the the tighter, the stiffer the whammy bar feels on the Floyd Rose. So I might elect to go with either four springs or 3 springs, and just tighten the claw really far to the left, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe 4 springs. I think 4 springs should be good. So all right, put some couple strings on here, and we'll be back in a minute. All right, got 2 E strings on per my usual, and I took off the cover on the pickup, and it looks brilliant. And per my usual, I usually use Ernie ball gauge from 10 to 52. So we're gonna go ahead and put the rest of the strings on there, but it's looking pretty good so far. Everything's lining up exactly as it should. Alright, we'll see in a little bit. Alright, got all the strings on there, and it's looking awesome. Oh, I love the convert. I love the transformation. Yeah, it looks amazing. Alright, let me get cleaned up. And I elected to go with 4 springs. I don't know if I told you that or not. 4 springs. So let's see how it goes. I'm gonna tune it to pitch a couple cents above 440, and we'll get it intonated, and the springs perfectly tight, the bridge exactly flush and level, and we'll give it some love and some TLC and get it playing awesomely. And we'll see you on the other side of that. All right, we'll see you in a bit. Alright, wow, I got it dialed in, and this pickup sounds amazing. Wow, I tell you what, that pickup just sounds better and better. This is actually a hotter pickup that I'm used to using, and I got it dialed in exactly perfect. The bridge, the springs, 4 springs is perfect. So only thing we got left to do is put the back cover plate on, and then do a final intonation. It needed just a little adjustment on the B and the G. I think it was just a little flat, just needs to be brought a little closer, just a hair closer that way on the saddles, but no big deal. But it's just, oh wow, I gotta the string's still stretching, but man, that pickup is amazing. And the coil split function, man, I was playing some Van Halen and it's just, oh, it's just so choice. Alright, so let me put the back cover plate on, and then I'll do a quick sound demo with the camera around, and I'll show you how it sounds, and then we'll let it settle for a day, and then I'll do a full-on song demo, and it'll be really sweet. But yeah, alright, and the LED still works, yay! My luck always, you get it all assembled, got it sounding perfect, and then you get a short in line for the LED, and it's like, and then you have to take all the strings off and everything else, the springs, all that good stuff. So, but yeah, turned out really cool. And a quick note, I'm gonna do the same thing to my full acrylic Stratocaster, and I actually bought a quad rail pickup, so I'm gonna go with a quad. It's gonna have quad. It's gonna be really cool. I'm gonna keep one volume, one tone, and I actually ordered a pickguard for this one, a clear pickguard, and we'll see. Hopefully that works. Fingers crossed. But yeah. All right. So let me get the back cover plate on, and then I'll see you in a little bit. All right, install the back cover plate. And funny thing of it is, I noticed this back cover plate's all, you know, you gotta love China. But hey, this is an awesome guitar. Who am I to complain? These things are cheap. It's a Strat style bridge, like you would have, not a Floyd Rose, because these holes are redundant on this bridge system because, you know, they load from the front, you know. So I'll remedy that. I'll get it on Amazon. They're like $10 or whatever, to where you can has holes in the back cover plate, so you can actually access the screws if you have to adjust for the Floyd Rose and everything like that. But yeah, it's pretty funny, and it's a 1-ply pickguard, as you can see. So I guess you use what you got. So, and this back cover plate's a little jinky, but, you know, hey, it's awesome. So, all right, let me turn it around and let me show you how it sounds. It sounds killer. I'll be right back. All right. Hey, it'll be. I try to get the camera on, go see the guitar, but wow. Of course, strings are still stretching a little bit, but these are the good strings. Pinch harmonics are so easy. Do some cemetery gates with this guitar. Hear that? Is that, I mean, does that come through the sound? I mean, it's just LED still works. Yeah. That's always a plus when the LED still works. Okay, so fingers are a little cold. It's played for about 4 hours this morning, but string's still stretching a little bit, but I love the placement of the volume knob because my hands are nowhere near it. I mean, also reach down and grab it for swells. And here's the coil split. And let me tune it up real quick. The strings are still stretching because they're brand new, but that is so awesome. Man, that sounds so good. Anyway, just a quick sound demonstration. Let the string stretch and everything to settle in, but I am completely satisfied. That is such a transformation. I'll try to post a picture of the before and after. But yeah, I think it turned out, this modification. See, this is the way I like it, with the one pickup and coil split. Oh, I had it split into coil split, and then the LED, and then the headstock improvement with all the rest. So I'll have to get that back cover plate from Amazon. It doesn't match, but hey, it's pretty cool. Alright, thank you for following me on this modification, and I look forward to building the Lisa Simpson guitar pretty soon, because that one just about cured completely. And I'm going to put another can on the Sonic the Hedgehog guitar, and we'll be starting the Gremlin guitar. That's going to be very cool. So thanks again for everybody for being here, and for all you new followers to the page, thanks for being here. Welcome. Please have a look at the if you go into the tab on the main page and you go into the photos and then hit albums, you'll be able to see all my last builds from last year, and there's quite a few on there and quite a bit of content. But thanks again everybody for being here, and we will see you on the next modification. It's going to be that one, but we'll see you soon because we've got so many more guitars I want to build. But alright, the acrylic Stratocaster modification is complete, and I will do a full song demo here in the next day or two, and show you how it is once everything settles in and I get it completely dialed in. But yeah, I'm very satisfied, like I said, and I'm very happy with the results. Alright, and we will see you soon. Have a good one. Good morning, everybody. It is January 23rd, 2023, and we are continuing work on the acrylic Stratocaster guitar build. You know, I went online and I tried to find an exact back cover plate that I needed. I'd like to actually have one that, let me show you. Have one that has the 2 slots right there, so you can easily access the screwdriver to tighten or lower or loosen the springs depending on the, you know, so you can adjust for your Floyd Rose springs. I really couldn't find one. I can find some black ones, but you know what? Might as well just make one. I find that I do have some extra pickguard material, and I think I do have one that has the proper surface area that I need. So let me go ahead and make that. So we're going to work on that this morning, and then we might put together Lisa Simpson guitar build. We might work on that today, but we'll see how that goes. So alright, so let me take this off and then get the exact measurements I need, and we'll get the scroll saw out and we'll cut it, and there we go. We'll see in a little bit. First thing I want to do, I got the old back cover plate off. I'm going to trace out the exact shape, and then I'm going to cut out the paper template, and I'm going to compare it to the body, and I'm going to find out exactly where I want to put the 2 channel openings for the screws, or for, you know, the access to the screwdriver to the springs. So we'll do that first. Let me knock that out. Alright, got my template, and I got where the opening is for the screwdriver to get to this claw, so that's perfect. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and trace this out. I think I'm going to use this piece here. Trace it on my good piece of scrap. This is actually a miniature V that I was making at one point. Pretty cool. So I'm going to trace this over, get the scroll saw out, and then we're going to cut this, and we'll be right back. Alright, got my shape traced out on my, make sure to do that line again, on my scrap piece of 3-ply pickguard material, and we'll get the scroll saw out, and we'll cut this out. See you in a little bit. Alright, got the scroll saw out, time to cut out the shape. Alright, looks pretty good. Alright, fingers crossed, I have a steady hand. See you in a little bit. Alright, perfect cutout of the shape. Now I'm going to get my Dremel tool out and make some pilot holes, and then get it back on the scroll saw and cut out the 2 openings. Alright, we'll see in a little bit. Alright, went ahead and countersunk the screw holes, drilled the screw holes, cut out for the openings for the spring access, claw access. And I'll just take this one and put it back in stock, and use that for another Strat style bridge system guitar that I would make in the future. And I don't know if you know about this. See how the edges are pretty much straightforward? I don't know if you know about the carpet trick. I got some really shag carpet in the other room. And what I'm going to do is on the carpet, I'm going to go real fast and get it heated up, and it'll round these edges like perfectly round. It's because we don't have to make a bevel on this one. But yeah, I'm going to do like that. Try to go as even as possible, like on the front a little bit, so it does round towards the front more. And then even on the towel, you can see it makes a little bit of a difference. But yeah, on the plush carpet. So let me go knock that out. I'll be right back. Alright, successfully creation of the back cover plate. Got a couple of extra things there, but yeah, see the trick I was telling you about? See how it looks really professional? It kind of melts the plastic and rounds it and makes all the straight edges completely straight. It's alright, we'll apply that to the guitar, and I'll be right back. Alright, perfect. Looks good. Probably would have made the holes a little bit smaller. Like a little bit smaller, but I still think it serves a function, so it's perfect. So, yeah, it looks a lot better than that one that was on there. Alright, and we'll see you in a little bit. We'll continue with some more work. It looks like it's going to be sunny today. Hell, we can maybe even do some 2K spray on the Sonic the Hedgehog guitar, but we'll see. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit.